All right, good morning. Happy Monday morning. We're here in December already, which is absolutely crazy. So welcome to Talk About TV, where we talk about all things experiential outdoor hospitality. And every Monday morning, we are all privileged to have special guest Randy Hendrickson. Good morning, Randy.
Good morning,
Welcome,
Michelle.
welcome to December, the
Yeah.
experience of December. And today we're talking about one thing about outdoor hospitality. What is that one thing today, Randy?
Roundtables with industry peers, which we are so excited about. Am I so
Yes,
good with that?
go ahead. I was just going to say we've had a few of these. The
Yeah.
idea is that 2025 is upon us. And anyone who has been in business at all knows the time to plan for 2025 is November and December of the year prior, if not sooner. So we're looking at next year, planning, helping people plan for 2025, 2026, 3 years out, 5 years out. It depends on how far your vision can take you. And everyone knows it takes much longer than we ever would like to create these expansions and developments and whatever narrative is yours. It can take longer and oftentimes be more expensive than we would like. So we are trying to help people solve both of those problems and a whole litany of others. So the one thing is, what are you doing to plan? And Randy, how can we help people with that?
Yeah, it's really cool. So these little roundtables we've been doing have just been fun. We've had a few people show up there, and for anybody who might be watching this, it's just really a great informal way to visit among peers. There's no structure to it. We just talk about things that are up for whomever. We just recently had someone who's just opened a brand new resort, somebody who's in the process of designing a resort right now. And it's just amazing the common language we all speak. And it's just a great place to hang out for a little bit and talk about, I came across this. Have you ever run across that too? So they're just informal little talk sessions for anybody in the industry who just wants to share what you're doing or talk about stuff. And just the last couple we've done have just been really instructive. I always learn something every single time, and I think people get some great takeaways from that stuff as well. So would just love for anybody to drop in on these when we pick those up again. But what you mentioned, Michelle, is so true about the planning for 2025. And to your point, a lot of folks started a long time ago, and budget seasons are flipped. Some people are in budget season now, working on their final numbers for capital allocations for next year. Some people have a reverse season, and this is their prime season, and they've already done this past summer. But the common thread that binds all of us is any existing property is thinking about what's next. What do I do next? What's the next level of hospitality? What ancillary revenue streams can I or should I have? What else are other people doing? What can I do differently? What kind of accommodations will bring the most people? And we would just like to encourage people, in addition to these roundtables, to just let Michelle and I have a conversation with you about what your plans are for your property. It's not an overt attempt to sell you anything. It's a way to kind of get other eyes and other ears on what you're planning and trade some best practices. Sure, if we've got something that we think we could use, we'll recommend it to you, no doubt about it. But I think sometimes there's this myopia, and you and I've talked about it so many times. It's like, here's my number, here's my park, here's my number, here's my park. And here comes another perspective, and you say, wow, I didn't even
Yeah.
think about that. Yeah, that's the genesis of it, right? Just talking about what you're dealing with, what you're planning, what you're going through, and let us help you.
Honestly, yeah, it's not an overt selling or
No,
covert selling strategy.
no,
And to be honest, we learn so much from just having these conversations with people of how we can better serve
yeah.
so that we understand what's going on. Everybody is so unique. And it's also, I was thinking as you're speaking, it's like a compressed version of what can organically happen on LinkedIn, where you
So,
see all these these things and you're like, wow, I didn't even know about that. So yeah, I would really encourage you to show up because of the Campground Owners Expo. This week, we are not having a roundtable on Thursday, but I did post this morning on LinkedIn and they will be resuming next Thursday. Every Thursday at, I think it's 10:30 Mountain Time. I should know
Mhm.
that. It's on the post. With the exception of holidays, we will be meeting and you can register for all of them and just show up to the ones that are convenient for you. You can pop in halfway or whatever works. We welcome the conversation and your insight, and I'm really excited to learn what's going to happen at this campground expo in freezing Branson. I can't wait to meet everyone there. So if anyone's going and you happen to see this today, please reach out to me. If I know you, if I don't know you, I would love that opportunity to just meet up.
Yeah, go talk to Michelle. She's braving the cold, and I'm being a chicken and staying put in on the West Coast here. But I'm excited for you, Michelle, because we all know what those shows can be. They're just great community and just everybody sharing the journey like we're talking about. I'm excited for you. Anybody who's going to be at COE, find Michelle. You'll enjoy the conversation.
So the one thing to wrap up today is big open-armed invitation to have conversations with all the people that have been gathering around. And I'm really curious, like, what are people thinking about for next year? And how far out are you planning? So many people, they think it's next year, and it turns out to be 2 years later on many projects. So now is the time to, really to start thinking about that if you're not already. Can't wait to hear from everyone. Do you have any final thoughts,
I
Randy?
do. I do. It's what keeps ringing true time and time again, and you and I talk about it quite often, is how quickly the landscape of outdoor hospitality and experiential hospitality is changing. We've talked about it many times before, but it's literally daily. And for other fellow news junkies out there that are monitoring the trade rags and the data and LinkedIn and all that kind of stuff, something's coming out every day. So just to underscore the value of community and these roundtables we're doing, you can't be everywhere at every time and learn everything about everything. But just in our last call, we touched on transient occupancy tax. We talked about insurance, things that may not be top of your mind, but lo and behold, when they show up, wow, I needed to hear that. It's a really great, helpful way to leverage yourself. You only have so many hours in the day. So when you can leverage your time with other people who maybe learned something you didn't, it's what we're in this business for. Let's share the information and all get stronger.
Perfect. Can't wait to see you all. Thank you so much for sharing today.
Yeah.
Randy Hendrickson of Evolve Lodging, and we'll be back next week. Thanks.